Hello everyone, my name is Javin and this is my YouTube channel, and today I'm here to clear up some common misconceptions that new collectors and even some old collectors may have about Pokemon. This first misconception is one I hear all the time from newer collectors who don't know the exact facts, and that is that they think Pokemon cards started in 1995, which isn't the case. And this is an easy mistake to make. That's because when you take a look at one of these older first or second generation cards, down here, the copyright date says 1995. So, you see that and you think, okay, these cards are from 1995, but that isn't the case. This is a copyright for 1995, 96, 98, and 99 for Wizards. These cards were created by Wizards of the Coast in 1999. In 1995, cards as we know them, or Pokemon, was not around the way we know it now. And the first Pokemon games weren't released in Japan until February of 1996, as well as the Japanese version of the Pokemon cards being released in 1996 as well. So there were no Pokemon cards in 1995. There weren't even the games in 1995 yet either. That's just the original copyright date. The next big common misconception that I see people have about their cards, a lot of times people who aren't collectors but just have a lot of older cards from their childhood, is that those cards are worth a lot of money. And just because you have old cards doesn't mean they're worth money. And that's because these are just bulk cards. I mean, there's, hundreds and hundreds of these cards around. Even first edition, who's collecting unknowns? The only reason that the prices on older cards are so high is because there's a large collector market for certain cards, like your base set Charizards or Venusaurs or, other really collectible, cool looking cards that people want to collect. But just a common first edition unknown, no one's looking to collect that. And the other thing you have to take in consideration is the condition. So you can see a lot of these cards very worn, beat up. Collectors aren't looking for that kind of thing, and these cards aren't going to be worth any money, really. It's cool to have the older cards and everything, but a lot of times people's older collections of just common and uncommon cards aren't going to be worth a whole lot unless they're in pristine, perfect condition. That's just a common misconception I see a lot of people have, is just because they have older cards does not mean that they are worth a lot of money. Certain older cards are, most ones are not. The next misconception I see a lot of younger collectors having, and also my girlfriend as well, is that the better a card's attack and health points are, the better the card is, and that's just not true. A lot of times the strongest cards in the TCG are cards that have really good abilities, not necessarily the strongest attacks. I'm pretty sure we all as kids just thought that, the bigger the attack, the better the card. But that's not always true. You have to read the abilities and their effects as well to be able to determine how strong they really are. Another misconception is that the typings of the Pokemon games and the TCG are the same, and they are not. Pokemon have different typings, and in the TCG there are only 11 different types of Pokemon, while in the games there are a total of 18 different types now. Originally in the TCG there was only 7 types of Pokemon. Over the years, they have added several different typings, including Fairy and also the Dragon-type Pokemon as well. I think Metal and a few others there they've added to the TCG. They may add more in the future. They may not. We don't know. But yeah, it is different. And then Pokemon can also be different types from what they are in the games, especially dual-type Pokemon. There was a set or two, I think, that they did release Pokemon that could be dual-typed, but overall, Pokemon that are dual typed are just assigned one of those two typings that they have. So here's another common misconception and thing that I hear a lot on my channel, and that's when I pull certain cards, people say, oh, you just pulled an error card. Well, no, I didn't pull an error card. I just pulled a card with probably a bad cut or that was misaligned. An example here would be this Mega Pidgeot that I pulled, and as you can see, the right side here, the border on the right side of this card is almost twice as thick as the border on the left side, and those should be equal. So that is a misalignment. It's technically an error, but I would not call this an error card, and it does not in any way increase the value of the card for being misaligned. It decreases the value. Here's another one you might be able to see, and this one's pretty common with the Shining cards, as I have collected several Shining Mews now. This Shining Mew on the right, compared to the Shining Mew on the left, the border up here is thicker than the border down here, so it's a little bit misaligned, shifted down a little bit more. This is pretty common on these ones. So just stuff to be looking out for, because it does detract from the value slightly. It would keep it probably from getting a 10. It would, you know, if you were to grade it, it would grade like a point less probably because of the alignment issues. In terms of error cards go, this is the only one in my collection as far as I know that is an actual error card, and that is because it is missing the jungle stamp that should be right there. It should have a little jungle symbol right there, but it does not. And so this is the only error card I am aware that I have, and that is what error cards are. They're little misprints, maybe a typo, maybe missing a symbol has the wrong symbol, or sometimes in serious misprint cases, like another piece of a card will be printed on a card, or it'll be, you know, half of a card here, half of a card there. But yeah, just having it misaligned a little bit, or a little bit off-centered, that's not an error card as I would consider it. Two other little quick misconceptions that I see a lot of people have. First, the anime was actually released in the US here before the Pokemon games were, a few weeks before. And also, there was once a Burger King promotion where there was gold cards. Those were not included as toys in the meals. They were like an extra $5 that you could add on with your meal and get those different gold cards to collect. So those are two just little things I thought I'd mention here at the end of the video. Alright everyone, thank you very much for watching through this video, making it to this point. If you enjoyed, please remember to hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe please. And if you have any other misconceptions you've heard of, or you've thought some of these things at some point yourself too, I'll leave a comment down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it.